I don't get to make the rules, Joe. Please, I'm a fat black woman.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. I know I've been away for a long time, a while, but you know how life is. You got a lot of stuff to do. Um, what brought me back is this Sandra Bland case. I just had to say something about it. Um, this video is I'm going to give you some of my opinions, a few of my opinions, but this video is really this Sandra Bland whole situation reminds me of it actually reminds me of this movie, this Kevin Spacey movie. It's called The Life of David Gale, and I can't remember if it was actually a good movie or not. I enjoyed it. I like movies. It was like a suspense or thriller type of movie, and it just reminded me of it. It stars Kevin Spacey. I can't remember her name. The female actress from from Titanic. It was released in 2003, I believe. So it's a little over 10 years old. It's a very good movie, and it just reminded me. It reminded me of this situation. Reminded me of this movie. So I'm going to spoil this movie. So if you would like, if you're really invested into this Sandra Bland situation and stuff like that, I should really highly suggest you know, don't listen to this movie. I mean, don't listen to the rest of this video and just go watch the movie for yourself. If you're not, it's okay. I'm going to spoil it for you, right now or soon. Basically in this movie, I haven't seen it in probably over 10 years. I'm going to post a video. You're going to see the video of it either while I'm talking right now. I'm going to narrate over it, or right after this little narration I'm doing right now. But the movie it stars Kevin Spacey and this this blonde hair woman, and I believe, if my memory serves me correct, they're both teachers, or one of them is a teacher. Kevin Spacey is a teacher, and they are against capital punishment. And what happens is they protest, or they're against capital punishment. And Kevin Spacey, the blonde hair woman, she was actually in that movie. What is it? I think it's Primal Fear with Richard Gere. Is that his name? Richard Gere, the blonde woman. I don't remember her name. But anyway, she's found dead, and I believe, and I believe she was asphyxiated, or sorry, can't say that word, but she was strangled to death with a plastic bag. Actually, I just thought about that. That's another similarity to this movie. And Kevin Spacey, they were friends, and they were fighting against capital punishment, the death penalty, and she winds up dead. And they suspect Kevin Spacey of doing it. And he's locked up, he's in jail, he gets tried, and he's on death row. And so he's going to die.
In a related story, the High Court had also refused to stay Friday's execution of former philosophy professor David Gale. Gale had sought a review of his 1994 conviction for the rape and murder of his University of Austin colleague, Constance Haraway. The case has received nationwide media attention because Gale and Haraway were activists for Death Watch, a nonprofit abolitionist organization.
Do you understand how much money the taxpayers pay in the state of Texas to put one person to death?
What do we want?
No more executions!
Now, Governor, can't we all just admit that the capital punishment system...
Okay, what exactly is our story?
Rape, murder, death row. Very intelligent guy.
Gale's DNA was everywhere. His semen was inside her. He was seen leaving her house. His prints were all over the kitchen, including one on the bag.
Half a thumbprint.
Okay, half a thumbprint, that's enough.
Well, he could have touched it before it was a murder weapon.
Do you fondle your friends' garbage bags?
Yeah, I get very touchy around household plastics. I'm particularly fond of Tupperware.
Tupperware?
Look, I'm just saying, the bag could have been sitting up on the counter or something.
Zach?
Yeah.
He did it. Now he's gonna die. And you know something? Maybe that's exactly what he deserves.
But the murder's way too fucking clumsy. This guy is a major intellectual, top of his Harvard class, Rhodes Scholar, tenured at 27, 2 books published. He's an academic stud. Look at his wife, the regular Grace Kelly.
And they're trying to figure out, they're trying to save him. And they're trying to save his life. I think this reporter, Kate Blanchett, I think that's her name. Kate Blanchett, she's trying to figure out why he did this. And I think she was married to someone else too, or she was in a relationship with someone else. I don't think they were not in a relationship, but in the court case, I believe they found Kevin Spacey's DNA inside her. So they slept together. That's only, or he, well, I'm sorry, they believe that he killed her, or he raped her and then killed her. So that's why he got the death penalty. Again, if you don't, spoiler alert. So I think I'm gonna place this scene. Yeah, I'm gonna place the scene, and you watch it very carefully. What happens? So, like I said, Kevin Spacey's a teacher. This blonde hair lady, she's raped and murdered, and the reporter's trying to figure out why would he do this. Now watch this scene right here. The ending of the movie, and this is what I think kind of happened, because I mean, I don't know the woman, and I don't know what happened. She may have been killed, or she may have committed suicide. I personally think that she committed suicide. She killed herself, and I think she either did it in spite, or she was depressed. We know that she was depressed, because she said she was depressed. And I know a lot of, you brothers and sisters out there, you're going to be really mad at me, and you're just not going to follow it, because it's like you want this to be true. Like I said, I don't know. You don't know. She may have been murdered. But the evidence that was presented to us is that she committed suicide, and I think she did. I think that her attitude contributed to her death. Am I saying it's okay? Am I saying what the cop did was all right? No. Me personally, I was pulled over twice last year. One, the first time I was in Louisiana, and I had New York plates, and the officer, the white skinny cop, pulled me over and asked me if I was okay. Now, I think it was kind of my fault. He said I was on the line, driving on the line, but maybe I was. I mean, I don't know. But out of everybody on that street, I mean, it was on the highway, because I was cross country traveling. Out of everybody that was driving that had Louisiana plates or Texas plates, he pulled me over. The one black guy with New York plates. And I'm still alive. Why is that? Because when he came to my car, I had both my hands on the wheel, and I was polite, respectful. I didn't want to get shot. I didn't want to die. There's just certain things that you just got to deal with. Am I saying it's right? Am I saying what I did was necessarily the right thing to do? No, not necessarily. But what I was trying to do, I was trying to stay alive. And that's what you got to do. It's amazing how, African Americans say America is racist, which, I do believe, to a certain extent it is racist. A lot, it is racist. But you can't sit there and say America's racist and then get shocked and surprised when racist stuff happens. Or you get mad and upset. If that makes any sense. That may not make any sense. Because if African Americans, if I am oppressed, I would expect to be oppressed. Am I endorsing it? Am I saying I like that? And am I saying that's okay? Of course not. But many African Americans still believe that, our society is extremely racist. And if, yeah, to a certain extent, I believe that. But what do you expect? Do you expect these people or this nation, if it is racist, to not treat you in a racist way? It just doesn't make any sense. Us African Americans, we are oppressed. The second time I was put over, again, it was I got pulled over because it was at 1 a.m. I actually had two intoxicated guys in my back seat, and it was like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was driving, and I had my high beams on. I wasn't drunk. Cop pulled me over. He was going the opposite way, turned around and pulled me over. I can't remember exactly everything that happened or what he said, but he pulled me over, and he told me why. He told me because I had my high beams on, which was my fault. But come on. But anyway, maybe he thought I was drunk. It smelled. He said when I rolled down the window, it reeked of alcohol. That made sense because I had two drunk guys in my back seat. He didn't ask me to get out the car. He said he's gonna give me a breathalyzer test. Took the breathalyzer test. I barely ever drink. I drink a bottle of vodka or wine cooler, whatever you call it, once or twice a year. Once every year or two at the most. I don't drink. I was polite, took his test, didn't mouth off. He sent me on my way. Some of you may be saying you should have fought, or I don't know. I should have had an attitude, or I don't know. When I operate as an African American, I'm trying not to get shot. I'm trying not to die. You got to choose your battles. She didn't choose the right battle. I saw some of the video. She didn't, one of the many things that doesn't make sense is that she didn't signal correctly, which that was her fault, just like me and the high beams. She didn't signal correctly, but she said she knew a cop was behind her. She knew a cop was behind her. Why would you not signal? That's one thing one of the many things that doesn't make any sense. If there's a cop behind you, and I know when a cop is behind me, why would you not signal? Do you guys, does that make sense to you? If there's a cop in back of you, why would you not signal when you're changing lanes? That's one thing. you know, that was stupid right there. But you know, she's human. We're all human. But that didn't make any sense. But anyway, and another thing I wanted to talk about was in a lot of black forums or groups on Facebook, you know, this conspiracy theory with her. Again, I don't know. Maybe she was murdered and she was strangled, but it's like African Americans, black folks, they're latching onto this, and it's like they want it. It's like some of you guys want it to be true. They want this cop. They want these people to be all involved, like it's a conspiracy to kill this woman. And maybe, like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. No one. We weren't there. We don't know exactly what happened. The only thing that we can go by is by the evidence. Well, they're lying. Well, the cops are lying. The FBI is lying. That could be true, but we don't know that. In order for this to be a conspiracy, in order for this to be a real conspiracy, in order for this to be true, all these people have to be involved in it. People that don't even know each other. They all have to cover for each other, which doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, back to this Facebook group thing, and it's like people, it's like people are so poisonous. If you just happen to have if you disagree, they label you a coon or something like that. And it's just so poisonous. It's just so venomous. And it really needs to stop. And another thing, real quick, everybody, African Americans, a lot of African Americans are jumping on this Sandra Bland train and Black Lives Matter. Let me ask you a question, or think about this. You're saying Black Lives Matter. Look at all of these African Americans that are killed by other African Americans. But specifically this. She was depressed last year. Why? She was depressed last year. Why? Why was she depressed? You know why she was depressed? At least what I heard, or what I heard her say, or in the video that was documented, she was depressed because she had a miscarriage. My question is, okay, she had a miscarriage. Why was she depressed? I would love to know in the comments, why was she depressed? She had a miscarriage. So what? And I'm not trying to be mean or rude or disrespectful. Answer that question. Why was she depressed? She had a miscarriage. Why? Why does that make you depressed? It's not like it's a baby. Or is it? Me personally, I'm against abortion. I think it is killing, or at least in my opinion, it is killing. You're killing babies. You're killing children. She was depressed. She was depressed because she didn't lose a fetus. I mean, yeah, she lost a fetus, but why was she depressed? She was depressed because she lost her baby. Because it is that fetus, or she was pregnant, that was her baby. It was somebody. It was human life. It was something. It was human life. So what's my point? If Black Lives Matter, how come all these, you want to know who the biggest killer of African Americans is? Is black females. How many abortions were, how many black females, African American females, had abortions? How many babies, or fetuses, or whatever you want to call it, were aborted? According to Sandra Bland's emotions and feelings and her mental health, that was somebody. She lost her child. It wasn't just a fetus. It was a life. Think about that. So we already know, and in a lot of videos, or comments, I see, Sandra Bland was a beautiful, strong, smart black woman. We know that the fact that she was depressed about her miscarriage shows that she felt that her miscarriage, she was upset and depressed because that miscarriage, that was her baby, that was her child. So I would, I'm going to research. I'm going to see if she was pro-choice. That life in her mattered to her. That's why she was depressed last year. That mattered to her. So if that mattered to her, if that was life to Sandra Bland, what do we have to say about all this abortion in the black community by African American women? Apparently, black lives don't matter. But make sure you, I guess that's it. This video is running longer than I actually wanted it to go, but thanks for reviewing. Make sure you subscribe, follow and subscribe, and check out my other videos. I'm going to try to make sure I start doing more videos. And make sure you check out that video, the movie, The Life of David, The Life of David Gale. Very good movie. Sorry I spoiled it for you, but check it out. Again, make sure you subscribe, follow, leave your comments. Please be respectful. If you disagree, I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree. Just be respectful and place your thoughts and comments in a respectful way.